Look, we've all had our hearts broken at some point. If you're asking recently, all these movie delays, every time I hear one. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking The Broken Hearts Gallery. This film drops in theaters tomorrow. I want to thank Sony for the digital screener. We're going to talk about it. If you were looking forward to this film, let me know in the comments down below. And have you ever had a broken heart? So after a breakup, a young woman decides to start a gallery where people can leave trinkets from past relationships. So Geraldine Viswanathan plays Lucy, Dockeray Montgomery plays Nick, and Natalie Krinsky is our director. Not too familiar with her work. I know she was a writer on Grey's Anatomy. My wife loves that show. But our two stars here are great. I mean, just great up-and-comers. I can't wait to see what they both do. You may know Dockeray from Stranger Things, but also in Power Rangers. Geraldine is a very good comedic actor. A lot of people will recognize her from Blockers, but she's went on to do many spectacular things. And I think it all starts with their chemistry within this film. Without that chemistry, without the fact that you could see something, a spark within their relationship, the movie wouldn't work. But it's there, it's present, it works extremely well. But there's also this this distinct style to this film that I honestly didn't expect. You guys know me. I'm not a huge rom-com guy, mostly because I'm normally just watching this stuff on Netflix, and most of the time it's not all that good. Now, when you get a gem, or when you get something that's not the same old thing, it stands out. And that's kind of how I feel about The Broken Hearts Gallery. There's a lot to this film, and maybe revelations that don't come until, heck, even the third act of the film. But once you get there, and once you start uncovering the fact that there's something more here, that's when I think the movie really started to click for me. But it goes deeper than just the story here. There are cliches, and there are predictable moments, right? You get into what the crux of the story is, you're probably going to understand, or know, at least somewhat, what you're in for, and you start to kind of get a feel for where this story's going, and it goes exactly where you think it's going to go. That's not a spoiler. That's just me telling you, if you've seen a rom-com before, you kind of understand that, but it's okay with a film like this because that back and forth between our two lead characters is so good at points. It's dealing with the Broken Hearts Gallery, which I'll talk more about here in just a second. But it's the kind of eye-popping, really colorful aesthetic to the film that I think stood out maybe more than anything other than the acting. It's a good-looking movie. There are some shots here, shots where our characters are just sitting, maybe a little sad, but you see the rich colors in the background, and maybe they're not the focus, not at the center of our screen. They're kind of to the left or the right, and you get this wide backdrop that is beautiful. And just the look of the Chloe Hotel, where we spend most of our time here, it does get dark occasionally, but it all looks really good. And you don't normally find these technical positives in just a cliche and generic rom-com. And that's one thing I give kudos to this movie, is they not only tried with the story and tried to build up these relationships between these characters, they also tried with the filmmaking. You see a name like Selena Gomez. She's a producer on this movie, and you could probably tell, not by just seeing that, but by watching the opening 2 minutes and seeing that she's having a concert in the town that these two are living in. I thought that was pretty funny. A little bit on the nose, but you know, she picked a good project. She really did. She picked likable actors, and Montgomery just giving, like, you know, the smooth, cool guy performance. A lot of people say he resembles a Zac Efron. I kind of agree, but I feel like his character had this element to him that maybe you're not expecting, and he doesn't fall into that trap that a lot of these tough, cool guys will fall into, even though you eventually get some revelations with his character. But the scene stealer is obviously the character of Lucy, not just because she's great in the film, but because she's also using her love and her passion for art, and we see that at the beginning of the film, to build others up and to get them past traumatic moments in their lives that a lot of people, it takes us a while to get out of. Listen, my heart's been broken legitimately before, and it took me months, right? If I had something like this, something as therapeutic as the gallery that they create together within the movie, kind of getting rid of the finalized item that you have from that relationship or from that friendship. There are multiple examples throughout the film. I thought that was really cool. And it just added another element on top of what we get later on from her character when you realize, okay, what is that subtle thing that she's doing here? Comes back around later on. Really sweet, just almost emotional moment with her and someone else. So that was great. And just a lot of unexpected elements. Now, again, I'm not saying this movie is perfect, right? You will have those lines that don't necessarily hit, a few ongoing gags that maybe aren't as funny as they think it's going to be, and it's predictable. But that's okay, right? When you get a film like this, even though you kind of know what's coming, if it has this charm to it, and it's well written and it's well directed, then a lot of people will be able to look past that. And even though I couldn't all the way, I look at what the target audience is intended to be for the Broken Hearts Gallery, and I see a film that's really going to nail that audience and maybe even appeal to people outside of that. So at the end of the day, I had a good time with this film. Some charming, likable elements for sure. I need you in the comments down below. And if you liked this review, you want to see more, plenty more this weekend, be sure to drop a thumbs up, especially if you've ever had your heart broken. As for my score, I'm going a 72% for the Broken Hearts Gallery. Again, thank you guys. Stay tuned. A lot of Netflix stuff this weekend, trying to play catch up, get through some of these screeners that I have. A couple that I'm really excited to share for various reasons. And then, of course, I have my live stream this weekend. Come back for that. We always have a really good time. Sunday, 11 a.m. Appreciate you guys for watching. See you soon.